Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Just waiting for everybody to calm down. Good morning, and welcome family, friends, faculty, and the graduating class of 2003. It feels a little weird to say that, but it's true. When I was asked to give this speech a few months back, I wasn't entirely sure what I wanted to say. I had heard a few speeches when my older sister graduated a few years ago, but I couldn't really remember what they spoke about because, well, I wasn't really paying attention. But then a few weeks ago, I was trying to fall asleep when a random thought popped into my head. The thought was of one of my first high school experiences, and I'd like to share that with you guys today. A few days before the beginning of freshman year, my older sister Kelly, who was going to be a junior that year, took me to the high school to give me a tour. She showed me all around the school, and after, I felt like I was pretty confident I knew where everything was. So I decided not to bring that little map of the school they gave us during orientation. I was able to find my first class all right, but then I couldn't remember where my second class was. I couldn't find anyone I knew or someone that had a map, so I kind of just wandered around the hallways for a little while to see if I could stumble upon it, but I had no such luck. Then I saw a person that I recognized, and it was Frank Antonucci. He was friends with my sister, and I'd only met him a few times over the summer through basketball, and I was pretty nervous to say the least because this is my first day of high school and all. But I walked over to him and tapped him on the shoulder. He turned around and gave me this look like, "Who are you?" I kind of took a step back and shyly said, do you know where C235 is? And then he says to me in this really overbearing voice, "What? Do you know who I am, freshman?" I was so surprised by this, I got really nervous and I just stuttered that I was sorry and almost took off running. But before I could get away, Frank grabbed me by my shoulder and spun me around. He had this huge smile on his face, and he said, whoa, hold up, Mike, relax. It's right over there." And then he started laughing and walked off. It's funny how 4 years can change a person, because this year, I did the same thing to a freshman. Life changes when you least expect it to. The future's uncertain. So seize this day, seize this moment, and make the most of it. This was a quote from Coach Jim Valvano, whose life was unexpectedly cut short by cancer. As we all know, our lives are changing, and from this day on, they'll be traveling down different paths, and they won't be the same. There'll be no more Friday night football games, no more spring musicals, no more proms, no more senior courtyard, no more music practice, no more bus rides home from games, no more high school. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm going to miss it. I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm going to miss painting my chest for football and hockey games. I'm going to miss hanging out in the courtyard. I'm going to miss going to the spring musical, which I went to twice this year because of Charlotte Monroe's character and because I forgot to give Megan Cudum's flowers the first time. I'll miss a certain person's impersonation of a raptor and all the crazy stuff he did during lunch. I'll never forget someone handing out the hardest hit of the football season to a Rutland cheerleader, no doubt, when he wasn't even on the team. But most of all, I'll miss you guys, my friends. You guys made getting out of bed in the mornings to come to school much easier because I knew I was going to have a good time, and I thank you for that. You guys made school enjoyable because without friends like I had, life would have been much less colorful. There's an old saying that it takes a whole village to raise a child, and I agree. It wasn't only my mother, father, brother, and 2 sisters who helped me make the person I am today, but also many other people. There were the Kinneys, Kim and Linda, who opened up their home to me while my parents were out of town and always treated me like family. Our longtime neighbors, the Cudums, Russ and Anna, along with Chris and Jared, who were always there to lend me an egg or some ketchup when I ran out. My best friends, Drew, Megan, Laura, and my brother Joey, who taught me countless lessons like how to enjoy the simple things in life. My mother and sisters, who tried to teach me how to be more sensitive. And then there was my father, who taught me not only how to make a jump shot, but how to believe in myself, because he always did. And then there are the innumerable number of other friends, parents, teachers, and coaches who helped me along the way. Because like Duke basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski said, friendship, along with love, makes life worth living. High school has been fun. I don't think anyone can doubt that. We've all had some good times, and life was so simple. I mean, get up, go to school, maybe have practice after school, hang out with some friends, do some homework, go to bed. It doesn't get much easier than that. But next year, things won't be as simple. We'll be going to different schools in different places with different people. We'll be totally on our own, and we won't have our parents there to look out for us. We'll be totally in charge of our own lives. We can choose to go to class or not, to go to work or not, to stay up late or go to bed early. But we've all been prepared by our family and friends to make the right choices and do the right thing. Now, I know we all have goals and aspirations in life, so I'd like to leave you all with one final quote. This one from great Green Bay Packers coach Vince Lombardi. I believe in what Robert Browning said, that reach should always exceed the grasp. I have heard 2 responses to the man who is always reaching for the moon. The first, that even if you do not reach the moon, perhaps you will grab a star or 2. The other answer is that the man who keeps reaching for the moon will sooner or later strain himself. I tend to believe in catching stars and am willing to take my chances on a hernia. Thank you, and good luck to us, the class of 2003. Well, hold up. Before I forget, I just want to add one thing. In the yearbook this year, my senior quote was supposed to read, "Mom, you'll always be my cheerleader, and Kelly and Carly, I love you." Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Just so the Viskers and many of there's always a comeback to this senioritis thing. Next year, many of them will be freshmen again. So just don't think yourself too big. Welcome, everyone, to the 2003 commencement exercises for the Essex High School senior class. This is not just a celebration for the graduates. It's a celebration for all of you, family, friends, relatives, who have all helped shape the lives of all of these people right in front of us. It was wonderful that Mike not only thanked his parents, but also all the other people who touch our lives and make us and help us grow through these challenging, fun, difficult, and eventful times. Don't forget that as you go on into the world, think about how a small gesture can help someone else. Believe that one person can make a difference. It all starts with one person. As I look around, it's a happy and a sad day. It's a happy day because now they're moving on to the next part of your lives, next part of what really will be the times that will shape much of what you do in the future. But also don't forget the times that you have had that helped shape you also. Compassion, empathy, caring, resourcefulness, and following through on things. So as you go out into the world, enjoy life and make it better. Do something that's going to improve the world. And the world could be our local community. Everything is local. Local decisions affect, statewide decisions affect national decisions. You can be part of that. Get involved, improve your community, and improve your world. It's also a sad day for me because basically for the last 4 years, that's who I've been hanging out with. You know, every day, get to see people who I enjoy being with and spend positive quality time with so many students and so many people. And just little things like this morning, a little running joke about me being a Yankee fan. Sean, one of the students, gives me a Red Sox book as a little memento. My point about that is it's a wonderful relationship that the students and the faculty and the staff have in our school. We're very fortunate, and we're fortunate to have all of you supporting us. So graduates, congratulations. Thank you for everything that you've given us, and go conquer the world. Thanks.
Good morning. My name's Ellis Severance. For those of you that don't know me, I've been teaching here a long time. I came with the wallpaper, I guess. When some of you asked me to speak today, I said, well, do you want something kind of literary, or do you want the old Mr. Severance? And they said, we want Severance all the way, and that's what you're going to get, whether you like it or not. So I might as well start out with you seniors like I always have. First of all, I want to thank the administration. I want to thank you, family. I want to thank all of you. It's been a great place to work. I want to start with you seniors, the way I always have started with the senior class. You think we're here celebrating you. We are not. We're here to get rid of you. Mom and Dad are sick of feeding you. Get out. A friend asked me, what's this speech going to be about? And I said, it's going to be about what I know. He said, that'll be a damn short speech. short or long, it's all I've got, and it's all I know, and it's all I've got to give you. I maintain that you and I, as you leave here, are going to face three great American challenges. Nope, it's not the Taliban. I'm not too worried about them. We'll take care of them. The three challenges are the breakup of the American family and the 50 to 60% divorce rate. I'm not here to throw blame or to point fingers or to tell you how horrible divorce is. I'm here to tell you how wonderful marriage is. First problem is called dandelion wine. You'll see why. Problem number two is we have too much government. Way too much. Interferes in our life way too much. I call that the piggy bank. You'll see why. The third thing is we have too little personal spirituality in our lives. We look inward too often and not upward often enough. I call that one rabbit hunting, and you'll see why. Marriage. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for marriage, and I don't mean just the biological sense, folks, no. I mean I grew up not too far from here in Waterbury, Vermont. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my parents, both biologically and also because of who they were. My mother had an 8th grade education, my father had an 11th grade education. They had very little formal education or experience to pass on to me regarding college, but they gave me one thing that I'll never forget. They gave me 54 years of their marriage. We had very little money. Total family income, I don't think was over $14,000 a year. Didn't have hot running water in our house until I was in high school. Never had central heat. They had no money, not one dime, to give me to go to college. They gave me something far more than money or college tuition. They gave me 54 years of marriage. The house I lived in was pretty close to a shack. In fact, by the time they got rid of the 4 kids, my 2 sisters and my brother and I, they took the insurance off it, burned it down, moved into a second-hand mobile home. It wasn't worth saving. It's a fact. They had no great piece of real estate to pass on to me, but they passed on something even greater. They passed on 54 years of marriage. Along with 54 years of marriage, they passed on a faith in each other, which gave me a faith in myself. The second marriage, I came back from Vietnam in 1969, and waiting for me back here, thank you. When I came back from Vietnam in 1969, waiting for me back home was this little girl of 18 years old. She had been sitting where you are now only 6 months earlier. She was my high school sweetheart. I married her, and we moved to Texas to spend the last 2 years of my military career. She, like me, her mom had an 8th grade education. Her dad had never finished high school. In fact, she never knew her dad because her dad had been killed in Korea while her mother was 8 months pregnant for her. Her family had no money either. Well, we got married and headed on down to Texas. I came home one night, and I could see in her eyes. She didn't have to tell me what she was thinking. This was 3 or 4 months into the marriage. I knew what she was thinking. I looked into those beautiful blue eyes of hers, and what she was thinking and what she wanted to say was, my God, did I marry one dumb country bumpkin. With that fresh on her mind, she immediately made a beeline for the nearest university campus, dragging me, hollering and screaming all the way. With a lot of loans, a lot of dirty jobs, my wife finished her bachelor's degree and a master's degree with no help from family. I finished a bachelor's degree and my master's degree with no help from a family, I can tell you right now that I would not have finished college if I had not gotten married, for a lot of reasons. Oh, I have belief in marriage. I'll tell you right now, I don't think there's a greater way for two people to spend their lives together. Now, you may think that my parents' marriage was perfect. It wasn't. That's where the dandelion wine comes in. You see, I can still remember my parents not getting along too well on occasion, but I never doubted they loved each other. My father liked to make dandelion wine. One year he made a pretty good batch, and he had to sample it as he bottled it. My mother asked him to hang some clothes out on the clothesline. I can still see my father going around and around and around that clothesline. He finally gave up, set the basket of clothes down, and went back in the house. Now, my mother was not happy with him, I'll tell you right now. But they stayed married. No marriage is perfect, but it's the best thing we've got going to raise families. It's the best thing we've got going to raise ourselves. You know, they call it marital bliss, not marital utopia. Even in my household, and yeah, I'm still married to that high school sweetheart, 34 years and 4 kids later, we're still trying to figure it out, and maybe one of these days we will. And if you think it's perfect for us, no, not perfect. We have our squabbles more than once. My 17-year-old daughter has said, you know, if you two don't stop it, you're going to the home right now. No government program, no big business planning can ever replace the American family. It's in trouble. It's our job. I will work as hard as I can to keep the divorce rate down, and I hope when you leave here, you'll do your best to do the same. No recriminations to anybody else in your family. Just strive to do better. Now, some of you, a few, I know, did not come from families that gave you much support. It was pretty tough for you to get up some days to come to school. And I understand that. And you say, well, it's all well and good for you to talk about how wonderful families are, but man, my family wasn't all that wonderful. Now, let me remind some of you, I'm not talking about the typical family stuff of where you don't want to mow the lawn and mom and dad want you to. In those particular cases, I've just got one piece of advice. Shut up and mow the lawn. I'm talking about those people, those of you who truly came from families that provided nothing to you. And you say, how in the world can I ever think positively about family? I'm reminded of an old Carl Sandburg poem. Carl Sandburg was my favorite poet. And in this poem, he's got these 2 old Greek boys just a-beating on each other, you know, verbally. One of them's an aristocrat. He looks down at this poor Greek, and this aristocratic Greek says, your low birth puts you beneath me. The poor Greek boy looks up at him. He says, you know, the difference between us is this. Your family ends with you. My good name begins with me. Folks, let me tell you, if you've never had the family you need, let the family you want begin with you. There's a universal truth, and that is when we are on our deathbed, the 2 things we crave most are love and family. Now, doesn't it seem to make sense, folks, that if as we draw our last breath, that we want love and family, shouldn't we want love and family as we draw our every breath? Part 2, government's too large. You know, tyranny doesn't come at you with a closed fist, comes out with an open hand. I'm here to help you. I'm here to take your rights because I love you. I'm here to take your rights because I'm wonderful. If you don't think government's too large, well, let's take a look at the record here. You seniors and any of you younger teens out there can well appreciate this wonderful law that was created called the graduated license. Now, there's a piece of work that came out of somebody's mental derangement, I'll tell you. Now, I understand how that law works. I figured it out. It took me a long time with teenagers of my own, but I finally figured it out. It goes like this. If you're 16 years old, you can have a passenger in your car, provided that 2 digits of your license matches 2 digits of your insurance card, and your Aunt Nellie was born on a Wednesday, and it's your third cousin on your father's side riding with you. That's the law. Still think it's not too large? Well, you know, I live up in Waterbury Center. We got 3 streets up there and 2 businesses. One of them's a beauty parlor, the other's a country store. You can tell the crime up there is awful. Why we go to bed at night just laying awake, worrying about all the crime taking place up there. Apparently the cops do too, because we got this one cop. He sits there. I'll tell you, he's caught more poor little old ladies pulling out of that beauty parlor, doing 35 in the 25-mile-an-hour zone than I can imagine. In the meanwhile, downtown, literally downtown, we had a cocaine heroin ring going on for 6 months, and this guy's up here stopping little old ladies. Something's wrong. Now, I nicknamed him the cash register cop. My 60-year-old neighbor, who is not as generous as I am, named him the piggy bank. Still doubt government's too large? Not too long ago, just up the road, Morrisville. A couple who had been paying their mortgage their entire lives were thrown out for back taxes. They could not pay their taxes, and they were thrown out onto the street. I'm not here to debate whether school budgets are too high or too low. I'm here to debate the morality of taking someone from their home and putting them into the streets for non-payment of taxes. We don't throw people out or take the food away from them if they can't pay their taxes. We don't put a gun to their head. What in God's name are we thinking when we take someone's home and sell it underneath them and put them in the streets? You know, the old debtor's prison was better. At least you still had a place to stay. And that also goes back to number 1. I believe in the American family, and anything that detracts from it is wrong. It is morally wrong to put people out on the street because they cannot pay their taxes. Government is too large. Seat belts. Man, I'll tell you, I wear mine. I've been in a couple of accidents. It helped. But I'm going to tell you something right now. If the only thing we've got to worry about are seat belts, we are in deep trouble. I'm not denying the efficiency of them for saving lives. But not wearing a seat belt is a bad habit. It's not a criminal activity. Our cops ought to be looking for criminals, not people who don't wear seat belts. Over Memorial Day weekend, we were in code orange. Remember that? The terrorists were coming across the Canadian border to blow us up, and what were our cops doing? They were worried about the seat belts. I guess I should have felt that I was more safe knowing that any terrorist coming down 89 would be wearing a seat belt. Well, we've got some right-wing folks out there who seem to think that if they don't know what's in my bookcase at home, that there's going to be a terrorist activity take place. So we were supposed to have some kind of law here to keep track of what we borrow for books somewhere. And on the left, I've got folks out there who seem to think it's their business what's in my gun cabinet. I got news for both of you. It is none of your damn business what's in my bookcase on the right, and it's none of your damn business what's in my gun cabinet on the left. Stay out of my personal life and the rest of the Americans. How about arresting some little knuckle-headed teeny bopper sucking on a cigarette? There is a crime that just begs to be rectified, right? Yeah. See, the problem is, folks, the problem is that when we have the police policing our bad habits and not crimes, we no longer have a police force. We have a police state, and we ought to have the will and the courage to say that. Now, I am not opposed to planting blame on things where it belongs. You know, my sister died at age 58 from lung cancer, directly as a result of her smoking cigarettes. But not her death, or mine, or yours, justifies in any way the government taking power that the Constitution does not give it. Period. Just as, and I know, I watched my sister die, and I recognize that the ravages of cancer on the human body are terrible. But the ravages of a cancerous government on the human spirit is even worse. Always keep government down, as far down as you can keep it. But never, ever hesitate to raise the American flag high and be proud to call yourselves an American. The flag still represents what's the best in us as a nation, and the flag has never let us down. It still represents what's good. If we've been let down, we've been let down by politicians, not the flag. Now, it's your right to burn a flag. I've never understood it. Now, I can understand the urgent urge to reach out and grab a politician and strike a match to their feet, but I've never understood the urge to grab the flag. It still represents America, and I'm proud to be an American. Last one, rabbit hunting. My parents never took me to church, or any of us kids to church, except maybe an occasional wedding and a funeral. But they showed me a faith and a power greater than myself. The last time that I had the opportunity to see that power shown to me by my parent was when one of our children was very, very sick because my wife was breastfeeding her, and my wife got very sick and had to go back in the hospital. And this little infant had been breastfed for several weeks. My mother came over to help. I was scared to death. I was scared to death my kid wasn't going to eat and was going to starve to death. I was scared to death my wife was going to die. I was scared to death. Period. My mother, now pushing near 70 because we started our family later in life, but she was pushing near 70, told me to shut up and go to bed because I had to go to work the next morning. I saw in her eyes a faith that everything was going to be all right. Where did that faith come from? She still didn't have money. She still didn't have power or prestige. She was living in a mobile home. I know where that faith came from, and you do too. And I'll talk a little more about that as we go on. The first time that I saw that faith in something beyond myself, well, you see, Sunday mornings, because we didn't go to church, my father and my brother and I, we went rabbit hunting. And my father on the way by the church would frequently say something like, well, when they get as good as we are, then they go rabbit hunting Sunday morning too. When we would go up into the woods rabbit hunting, my father, who was a blue-collar man, and the worries of the world would be seen on his face frequently, we would be standing up there looking out from the Worcester Range out across to Camel's Hump, and we would stand there quietly. And I'd see his face as he looked out across the mountains. I'd see his face as we listened to the silent wind blow through the trees with just a little whisper of some message that I couldn't quite hear, but I know he heard it. And I would begin to see the worries drain from his face. He felt the presence of something around him that was greater than himself. Let me read to you, because I think as a teacher, of course, it's hard for me to ever give that up totally. But I think this last part is probably described best in a passage from our town. It says simply this, and this is the narrator or the stage manager speaking. Now, there are some things we all know, but we don't take them out and look at them very often. We all know that something is eternal, And it ain't houses, and it ain't names, and it ain't earth, and it ain't even the stars. Everybody knows it in their bones that something is eternal. And that something has to do with human beings. All the greatest people ever lived have been telling us that for 5,000 years, and yet, been telling us that for 5,000 years, and yet you'd be surprised how people are always losing hold of it. There's something way down deep that's eternal about every human being. To me, that eternal something is that great eternal spirit of love and courage that is around us right now, if we will only stop and listen to it. Class of 2003, seek a loyal, moral, and enduring love. In the end, it matters more than anything else. Seek it more than you seek a college education. Seek it more than you seek a career. Seek it more than you seek a fancy house or a fancy car. It is one of the most important things you can seek. Have the courage to kick the government in the teeth and drop it to its knees in supplication to the will and weal of even the most average citizen. And when you are running low on that love that you need for the enduring love, and when you are running low on that courage that you need to take on the tyrants of government, look outward and look upward for that almighty eternal spirit of love and courage will give you an ample supply of each. Class of 2003, you have been a wonderful part of my life. I thank you very much for that. And I hope all of you and your parents and all of you out there, I hope that you will all live the kind of life that warrants God's blessing upon you. So long.
Greetings. Sorry. Greetings and welcome to graduates, parents, teachers, faculty, staff, relatives, and friends. I'd like to thank all of you for coming here on this rainy spring day. The past 4 years have been like a roller coaster ride for us all. Personally, I like to think of it as a sine curve. We've all had our share of ups and downs, whether they've come from global, national, local, or personal interests and concerns. We've experienced tragedies at home and abroad, but also have achieved a great many things, proving to ourselves that we can get through difficult times, and are all those that have suffered during those downs. Unlike the oscillation of our daily lives, however, I believe that we have all progressed like an exponential curve. The eminent leader, Sir Winston Churchill, once said, "Every day you may make progress. Every step may be fruitful. Yet there will stretch out before you an ever-lengthening, ever-ascending, ever-improving path. You know you will never get to the end of the journey. But this, so far from discouraging, only adds to the joy and glory of the climb." I believe that our being here today is a testament to our understanding of his words. All of us have progressed and shall continue to do so like an exponential graph's journey toward infinity. No doubt this great journey has come only with hard work. For graduates, this journey is comprised of thousands of hours of diligence within academics, athletics, fine arts, and numerous other clubs and activities. for parents, relatives, and friends, this journey has consisted of providing us graduates with tireless encouragements, moral, emotional, and financial support, and the belief that we could make progress in our daily pursuits. For teachers, this journey may have included some disappointments, but hopefully a great many rewards as well. One being the ability to see the fruits of your instruction take form in us graduates, progressing us forward, whether in a classroom, on a field, in an auditorium, in an office, or any other locale. For staff, this journey has been made up of keeping the school in working order and enabling us graduates to go about our daily lives with greater ease and comfort. Seemingly, we've been working as hard as bees, well, hornets I should say, during the past 4 years. Not only have we survived the workload, but many other ordeals as well. As graduates, we have made it through an entourage of exams, projects, labs, assignments, musical auditions, and athletic workouts, not to mention jobs. We've also made it through classes, knowing that our teacher was out west, enjoying the thrills of helicopter skiing. Or in one case, skiing closer to home, absent-mindedly not realizing that it actually wasn't a snow day that day. We've even made it through a brief snack and drink machine drought. Parents, faculty, and staff have had to deal with more serious ordeals, however, which we, as graduates, have probably yet to comprehend and discover for ourselves. Despite all the hurdles we faced, whether at school, home, or elsewhere, we've proven to ourselves that we can move forward. Whether you have progressed yourself or others around you, your persistence has benefited society as a whole. For this reason, all of you should be proud. Not only should we be proud, but grateful for each other as well. During my 4 years at Essex High School, I've been amazed over and over by all the achievements we have made as a class. We've won championships, performed on stages, and have done a great many other things. I've also been amazed by the tireless efforts shown by teacher, parents, and staff. Your support and encouragements have enabled us graduates to better ourselves and have started us all on our long paths toward maturity. In this sense, all you faculty, staff, and parents can be considered as educators. Indeed, your teachings have transformed a disorderly assortment of freshmen 4 years ago into a capable group of men and women ready to go into the real world. As one man might say, he's tall and has a comical splendor about him, not only is it a fine day for the American public education system, but a fine one for American public educators as well. Congratulations, class of 2003.
My hands are a little clammy. Must be the weather. So, before I begin, I'd like to preface this speech by saying that writing it has probably been one of the more trying experiences of my high school career. The whole process has been plagued with complexities, not the least of which was my mother. I mean that in the most endearing way possible. And I admit that I found the whole idea of a valediction to be somewhat paradoxical. I've been looking forward to imparting these remarks to you and stealing a few moments in the limelight ever since I got my transcript at the end of sophomore year. I myself and the people around me have always seemed to place tremendous importance on graduation and the honor of valediction, and the idea that I might be up here speaking to you today has motivated me to work when others didn't. But a few weeks ago, when I got the official notice that I would be giving this address, I suddenly realized that I didn't really know what to say. I had to consider that you might not like it, that no one would remember it in a few days anyway, and that maybe everything I'd been working for wasn't really that big of a deal. I also had to think of the fact that there are many of you I haven't spoken to in years, and others of you who I've never met at all. I'm not going to be so pretentious as to assume that my words here today can possibly encompass all of those experiences and lessons we've had individually. So I had to focus on diplomacy in the writing process. Finally, I was faced with the possibility that my 17-year-old wisdom might not be very insightful at all, and that in speaking to you, I might just be babbling. Yeah. In the end, I was so overwhelmed by the whole business that I suffered from multiple stress-related illnesses and was thus forced to put off writing these words until just a few days ago. So it's not my fault if it isn't very good. But I assure you, if for no other reason than to justify it to myself, I intend to milk this opportunity for all that it's worth. So please make an effort to stay awake. All right. Well then, here we are. In the words of Mr. Roberts, and also apparently John's son, it's another fine day for American public education. This isn't the first or the last time you'll hear it, but I congratulate you all on making it to these chairs here today. That's an accomplishment to be proud of. It might not seem like it, but not everyone makes it this far. And there are a lot of places in the world where the diploma you're about to receive is considered an unattainable level of education. You should keep that in mind when you start to get bored in the middle of the 350 some odd names about to be read. Having said that, though, I realize that every one of you has had a different experience at Essex High School, and you probably have mixed emotions about being here today. Some of you will be sad to leave. Others of you can't wait to get out of here. Some of you are undoubtedly afraid of the uncertainty of the future. Others of you are striding forward without doubt. Some of you just want to get all the fuss over with. Others of you wish you could wear these polyester outfits for a whole week. And some of you are probably not even listening because you've just realized the stranger sitting next to you is in fact very attractive. But despite these differences, we have a common denominator. We are the class of 2003. We've worked together and played together. We've laughed together and struggled together. And we've learned a few things along the way. That is something we will always have, no matter where we end up. We have the potential to go far together. Oh, by the way, I apologize for any nostalgic cliches that I might utter. That's one of the occupational hazards of speech writing. Just because it's been said, however, doesn't make it untrue. We can change the world in ways yet to be imagined. No speech would be complete, of course, without some reflection on what we've learned from these past 4 years. I think the most significant lesson that I can pass on to you is that it is your work ethic that will be of the most value to the world, not your qualifications or your natural abilities. If you are willing to put in more effort than someone else to attain a goal, that will be quickly recognized by others. This will be particularly important for any of you who plan to make money instead of leeching off your parents for the rest of your lives. And for any of you who aren't sure about that, I assure you that your parents would prefer the former to the latter. If you always have a drive to finish what you set out to do, you will at the very least be respected for it, and in most cases, you will accomplish whatever it is. Ambition, of course, can be taken too far. Make sure that you don't hurt your chances of attaining your long-term goals as you work your way through daily necessities. I can honestly say, though, that I don't think I'm up here today because I have a natural gift for anything in particular. I'm up here because I worked hard every single day that I came to school. This might be a lesson that many of you will blow off for now, but I hope you will remember it someday when you get into the real world, because it will cost you if you don't. So, now that I've done a neat little job of stating the obvious, the question is, where do we go from here? Again, the answer that each of us gives will be different. We're all different people. That is the strength of any generation, though. Its differences. Differences give us individuality and stimulate thought. Differences give rise to debate, which in turn leads to deeper understanding. Differences justify the guy holding the cup on the street corner as much as the Ivy League student. Differences make us a wonderful human canvas to behold, rather than a single expanse of monotone beige. So whether you are planning to start your first real job this fall, ship out to basic training, sit in a lecture hall, or go surfing in Hawaii, which I know at least one of you is planning on, remember that your choice is coloring the world. It would be wrong for me to tell you that you'll all be successful in the traditional sense someday. You're not all going to be rich or famous or brilliant or remembered in history textbooks. But you will all make your mark somehow. You'll leave your spot of color on the canvas. You'll influence the lives of people around you, your friends and your family. Your work will contribute to the human experience. Your steadfastness in your beliefs will impress others. And your intellectual viewpoint will change the world as much as the world changes it. That is where the success of each and every one of us lies, regardless of our social status 20 years down the road. That we will have found our place. I'm sure that most of us haven't found it yet, however. So I encourage you all to take the next few years of your lives to search. Wherever your endeavors bring you, you should think as an individual, considering and discrediting many points of view until you arrive at the best one. Take the time to look for something new to say, rather than regurgitating the information that others feed you. And always remember what you have learned, here and afterward, so that you can build wisdom from it. In this way, you will arrive at your own set of values, your own outlook on life. No one will be able to take that from you or discredit it, because it will be the meaning that you have created for yourself alone. It will be the tint, rose-colored or otherwise, in the glasses of your unique perspective. All of this advice, of course, is assuming that you buy into an existential philosophy in some way, which means that you believe that we as humans have the ability and the right to do these things. If you don't, well, your life depends entirely on the bleak forces of the universe. That is, determinism, luck, karma, and so on. And you will be doomed to feeling constantly a victim, a product of your environment, and that's just not a very fun thing to have to consider in the middle of a valediction. But whatever you decide to believe it because you want to, because you see it as the most right, because it makes you, you. In doing so, you might just come up with something profound to say. So, in closing, I would like to say that it has been a pleasure to endure these 4 years with you, most of the time. I wish you the best of luck, if that's what you happen to believe in, the power to make good decisions, the clarity to see right and wrong, the chance to fall in love, and the common sense to maintain good hygiene. And now, since I am of the opinion that there is entirely too much talking at commencement ceremonies, I have a little song to share with you. Some of you might recognize it. Kermit the Frog sings it in the Muppet movie, though I did adapt it for my own purposes here today. So, Without further ado, here is the Rainbow Connection. Maybe a little ado. Oh dear. How am I going to work this? Yeah, it's going to be tricky. It's coming in good. Okay. One more thing. Band-Aids don't help you play the guitar very well. There's so many songs about rainbows. What's on the other side? Rainbows are visions, but only illusions. And rainbows have nothing to hide. What's so amazing that keeps us stargazing? What do we think we might see? Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. Someday we'll find it, the rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. La 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 la. Good luck finding it, class of 2003. Thank you. Thank you.
There's been a piece of jewelry lost, so if it's found, could it be turned into the Expo Center? Is that right? Expo personnel? Can't hear? Glenn, you can hear? Okay. Ethan Arthur Abar. Justin Robert Hebert. Ashley Michelle Adams. Vishal J. Advani. Jessica Kathleen Andrews. Amy Rose Arnett. Joshua Danielle Ashline. Thalia Christina Atkins. Ryan Austin. Sean Michael Ryan Avery. Albina Bahik. Megan Elizabeth Baker. Teresa Ellen Baker. Ben D. Banks. Justin Raymond Barber. Daniel Robert Barheit. Eric Ryan Barnes. Gary David Barnes. Jill Kenny Barton. Robert K. Baruch. Rebecca E. Bates. Lisa Marie Badeline. Carolyn Jane Barra Scholarship. Jessica Frances Bean. Justin Davis Bennett. Jessica Lynn Benoit. Heather Nicole Bazayo. Christine Byron. Sarah Mae Bissonette. Anya Juliet Bittner. Ruth Marion Blake. Jennifer Lee Blow. Kevin William Baldwin. Katie Ann Bora. Laura Jean Bosley. Erica J. Bouffard. Katie Ann Bouffard. Alyssa Key Bouthlier. American Choral Directors Association Music Scholarship. Sean Gregory Bowen. Erica Lynn Boyce. Michael McDowell Boylan. Frank Boyle. Ashley Christina Bramstead. Justin Wade Bronegg. Justin A. Brooks. Marcy Elizabeth Brownell, Vermont Scholar Award from the University of Vermont. Michelle Audrey Bruger. Kevin J. Brusso. Richard P. Brusso. Robert A. Bryant. Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship. David Robert Burnell. Caitlin Marie Burnham. Michael Saha. Elizabeth Taylor Cahill. Jacob B. Kane. Adam Michael Michael Calabro. Alessandra Ann Capicello. Megan Marie Carey. Andrew Arthur Carlisle. Erskine College Scholarship and the Matthew Manwire Theater and Music Scholarship. Samuel Patrick Carroll. Leslie Jean Burns Carter. Joe H. Casasa. Michael Albert Cavana. Samuel Franklin Chapel Sokol. Bowdoin College Merit Scholarship and the Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship. Jason Todd Charbonneau. Leah C. Cheek. Tyler Paul Chanette. Trish Clark. Justin John Coons. Lauren Melissa Coppola. Ashley Christine Coda. Jesse Edward Coutreyer. Gina Yvonne Covino. Hi. Brittany Caitlin Crucidi. Frank Edward Cutler. Dawn Selena Daggett. Krista Renee Daigle. Julie C. Dow. Sarah Beth Dapkowitz. Andrew Miles Dauphini. Erin Elizabeth DeBono. Erin Kathlina DeCapua. North Country Federal Credit Union Scholarship. Jamie Ricky Dennis. Jason Edward Dillon. Amy Lynn Dion. Ellen Marings Doble. Anna Joy Dodge. Vermont Conservatory of Ballet Scholarship and the Faculty Scholarship for Academic Excellence from Hobart and William Smith Colleges. Elizabeth Jeffs Dowd. Joshua Philip Downey. Patrick John Dyer. Laura Elizabeth Egan. Angela Lynn Esposito. Paige Elizabeth Evans. St. Lawrence University Scholarship, the Vermont Conservatory of Ballet Scholarship, and the Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship. Matthew Joseph Farnham. Paul Alden Farrar III. Western New England College Academic Scholarship. Danielle Collette Fay. Jonathan Harold Fay II. Catherine Jo Finnegan. Colin Michael Fitzgerald. Brendan J. Ford. Stephanie Marie Forenza. Kevin John Fornia. Benjamin James Fox. Jonathan Hall Fox. Michael Aaron Frimidig. Trevor Martin Fulcino. Benjamin Woodbury Fuller. Rensselaer Medal Scholarship, Rensselaer Alumni Scholarship, and the Ida C. Corrin Scholarship. Michael Adrian Gagne. Christopher Joseph Gardner. Christopher William Gay. Goss Dodge Scholarship. John Paul Gendron. Jared Troy Germain. Michael Ransom Getty. Sarah Megan Gibson. Friends of Essex Football Award. Ashley Michelle Gilmond. Chelsea Lynn Godfrey. Catherine Ann Gutchess. University of Southern Maine Scholarship. Margaret A. Goodell. Dino Gusto. Tushar Govil. Teresa Elaine Gray. Dorian Pearl Green. Justin Mark Green. Morgan Brittany Gregory. Heather Marie Grimmett. Shayna Marie Hamilton. Lance Hanlon. Hillary Ann Hayes. Elise L. Heffelfinger. Ashley Morgan Heffernan. Daniel John Heil. Rebecca Ashley Heil. Jesse Jonathan Hendy. Nicholas James Hendry. Justin Matthew Hirschberg. Andrew Scott Hill. Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Catherine Ann Henderson. Ryan Douglas Holland. Christopher David Holton. Ashley Marie Hunter. Catherine Ruth Isham. J.P. Ishak. University of Vermont Patrick Scholarship and Justin Morrill Scholar. Joshua Robert Jacob. James Cross Scholarship Award. Thomas Cole James. Benjamin Carl Johnson. Benjamin Lawrence Johnson. Grant Drews Johnson. Michael Edward Johnson. Jonathan Nichols Jones. Megan Christine Jones. Matthew D. Joseph. Brent Michael Jerkowicz. Andrew M. Callanan. Daria Kamalipour. Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Eli Matthew Keenan. Leah M. Kenyon. Sheldon Alexandra Kerr. David Matthew Ketchum. Megan A. Kilcollins. Essex Junction Lions Club Award. Emily Erin Kilcoyne. Ruth Ann King. Drew William Kinney. Jesse Ray Kirby. Nicole Angela Kohler. Raghav Kali. Jonathan Michael Kolanich. Tanae Catherine Colley. Efter P. Kolobos. Valerie Ann Koval. Kristen Constance Kowalski. Kimberly Ann Coyle. Nicholas Allen Krukowski. Megan C. Kudums. Christina Marie Labarge. Dustin Joseph Labounty. Christina M. Lamphere. Jolene Margaret LaRock. Billy Elizabeth Larson. The Betty Fay Memorial Scholarship. Nicholas John LaValle. James M. Lawrence. Richard Wiley Lawrence. Heather Rain Labria. Joshua Edward Leopold. Holden Haynes Lewis. Sarah Rose Lichtenstein. Robert James Linto. Christopher Paul Lubinsky. Kimberly Susan Luisi. Emily Nan Macy. Sarah Jean Macy. Vermont Scholar Award from the University of Vermont. Kimberly Virginie Laure Magre. Kristen Marie Maley. Sean Robert Marcoux. Stephen Dale Martin. Chantel Renee Marvin. Stephanie Ann Maslak. Emma B. Massacoy. Janelle Lee Masters. Philip A. Matkovich III. John S. Matson. U.S. Air Force Academy Falcon Scholarship. Ryan Patrick McRae. Barbara Jan McDaniel. John Mark McDonald. Justin Paul McGarry. Stephen R. McGuire. Kellen Robert McInerney. Timothy John McIntyre. Timothy Belden McLaughlin. Chip McSweeney. Andrew Thomas Mankey, Essex Rotary Club Scholarship. Vanessa Cristal Merlot. Machko Mernicki. Lindsay Jo Mativier, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Mindy Sue Mativier. Emily Louise Mink. Stephen Donald Charles John Mishler. Amy Lynn Miyamoto. Danielle Cameron Mokritsky, Northeastern University Academic Scholarship. Justin C. Montgomery. Nicole Sandra Moore. Paul Roger Germain Morgan. Charlotte Claire Morose. Mr. and Mrs. Packard Scholarship. Emily Robin Morose. Zachary James Morse. John C. Moltak. Karen Ashley Murray. Caitlin M. Murray. Gabriel Stewart Myers. Ryan Timothy Neary. Doreen W. Ing. Cynthia Shannon Nichols. Nikki S. Nichols, University of New Hampshire Scholarship and the Sam Walton Community Scholarship. Talia Elizabeth O'Brien, Essex Junction Firefighters Association. Erin Marie O'Grady. Caitlin Elizabeth Kennedy O'Neill, University of Vermont Patrick Scholarship. Catherine Grace O'Neill, Colby Sawyer Honor Scholarship and the Colby Sawyer Creative Writing Scholarship. Erin Day Oliver, Kimberly T. Wiley Memorial Scholarship. Samuel Stanley Oliver. Patricia Chase Osborne, the Trout Unlimited William Slot Memorial Scholarship. Kyle Daniel Osborne. Ibor Ostijic. Jenna Sue Parazo. Matthew Joseph Parisi III. Scott Thomas Parker. John Austin Partain. Joel Salvatore Pastor. National Merit Scholarship to the University of Oklahoma. Timothy Stephen Paul. Matthew Lewis Peak. Cameron E. Pelkey. Ashley Marie Pequinot. Jennifer Lee Phillip. Kyle R. Pichet. Matt J. Peckring. Matthew James Pierce. Stephanie Christine Piergros. Elizabeth Mary Podizer. Nazreen G. Cabrosi. Michael James Reardon. Peter McCants Reese Scott, National Football Foundation and College Hall of Fame. Stephanie Elise Reynolds, Vermont Scholar Award from the University of Vermont. Evan P. Richard. Amanda Joyce Richer, Essex Junction Lions Club Award. Jillian C. Roberts. Kristen Marie Robideau. Bethany Page Robinson. Carrie Elizabeth Ross. Sarah Elizabeth Ross. Andrew Foley Rowan. St. Joseph Co-Cathedral Parish Scholarship to St. Michael's College, the Kiwanis Club of Chittenden County Community Service Award, the Essex Rotary Club Scholarship, and the Skills USA State Gold Medal in Preschool Teaching. Aaron Stewart Rowe. Lindsay Beth Roy. Stephen James Roy. Shelby Lynn Russell. Courtney Jane Sadler. Felipe Sosa Sanz. Timothy A. Savard. Ronald James Saxon II. Heather Ann Schell, Douglas Holland Memorial Teen Center Scholarship. Caitlin Alexandra Schrack, Loyola University of New Orleans Merit Scholarship. Joseph Michael Schraum II. Catherine Elizabeth Shelley. Anna M. Shen, VSAC's Vermont Honor Scholarship. David Dunlap Shank. Tuslim Seedy. Adam Oyoba Siegel. Jesse Fox Sirotkin. Ordina Smalhochik. Shannon Smith. Hannah Renee Smith, Northeastern University Dean Scholarship. Tommy Patrick Smith. John H. Sun. Zachary A. Sorrentino. Teresa Marie Spaeth. Devin James Spence. Mindy Marie Spinner. Samantha Luva St. Marie. Brian John Steinmetz. Aaron Harris Stewart. Marla Jean Strait. Jonathan Mark Somerville. Tiana Marie Sweet. Matthew P. Zafer. Alexandra Fox Taylor. Jessica Marie Taylor. Heather Morgan Tatro. Brian M. Thomas. William Robert Thompson I. Matthew Gregory Tack. Megan Irish Turcott. Marissa May Turner. Rebecca Ann Turner. Christy Tersey. Nathan Neal Turry. John H. Euclid. Victoria Ang. Andrea Michelle Ustanoff. Susan Bridget Varga. Bradley Pryor Vaughn, Essex Classical Institute Scholarship. Michael Edward Visker, Jean Robinson Scholarship. Tanya Katerina Vahovsky. Erin Elizabeth Walker. Heather Michelle Watson. Heather Melissa Webb, Union College Presidential Scholarship and the Thomas J. Watson Memorial Scholarship. Benjamin Wellman Weeks. Sean A. Whaling. Keith William Weiss. Joel Michael Wells. Richard Alton Wells. Roberta Elizabeth Wormer. Stephen John Wesolowski. Jennifer Renee Weston. Nicole Ann Wheel. Austin Myers Whitaker. Justin Thomas White. Jennifer Suzanne Sherry Witten. Thomas C. Willard. Brandon Wesley Williams. Brittany Danielle Williams. Academic Excellence Scholarship from the Northeastern University. Corey Marie Williams. Kevin Charles Wolf. Emily Catherine Wolf. Ashley Victoria Wright. John Leonard Young IV. Derek Allen Lucero. Stefan Yarank. Tyler Bullis.
Would Mr. David Barra please come forward? This year, as a class, as a school, and as a community, we experienced a loss. Carolyn Barra will forever be remembered as a member of the class of 2003. In memory of Carolyn, we, the class of 2003, have made a donation to the Pulmonary Hypertension Association, which we present to you at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Would the members of the class of 2003 please rise? And on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 2003.